Please, Hajia Aisha. Thank you very much. So now, we yield the floor to the ministry officials for you all to please introduce yourself. Being here, can please excuse us before we find out. Thank you very much. Imperatives, ensuring that our actions and decisions align with the highest standards of the law. As members of this committee, it is our collective responsibility to uphold the highest standards of integrity, transparency, and accountability. We must adhere strictly to the principles of good governance and ethical conduct in all our dealings, particularly in matters related to financial management, procurement, and contract execution. I urge all of us to remain vigilant and report any suspicious activities or violations of our policies and procedures. We must work together to identify and address any instances of misappropriation, non-execution of contracts, or breaches of procurement acts. Let us reaffirm our commitment to upholding the values of honesty, fairness, and accountability in all aspects of our work. By doing this, we can ensure the continued success and sustainability of our democracy under the leadership of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Now, last week, we met, and the minister was unavoidably absent because she had an assignment to attend to. So we are very happy that she's here today. You are welcome, Madam Minister. So, and I'm sure you would have been briefed by all that happened last week. So this week we want to take it from where we stopped. And please, where we are starting from is where we stopped. We are not starting all over again. We have moved a step ahead. We want to continue from where we stopped. A lot of our committee members have other committee meetings to attend, and we have other, issues to attend to of national importance. So now we are taking it up from where we stopped, where the procurement officer told us that all that the contractors said was true. Most of the contractors, the jobs that they did, they were not paid. And then the DFA eventually affirmed that he was paying only those that he got the approval from his superiors. So now today, we want to go on from where we stopped. And please, we don't want to be distracted. We don't want our time to be wasted. When we ask questions, we want you to answer the questions directly. We don't want people going about the bush. We have gone through some of the documents we got. The ones that they just brought that we have not seen, we will go through them definitely. And please, like I said, we don't have any other country. The only country we have is Nigeria. And this is our government. For some of us that are APC inclined, we want this government to work. This ministry is a very special ministry. We are dealing with Nigerian women. There are a lot of Nigerian women that are suffering out there. And we have a lot of monies being budgeted for Ministry of Women Affairs. Even though some of us think that this budget is about one of the lowest. Even at that, it's not a matter of the quantity or the amount of money you have, but it is about how judicious and how transparent and how efficient you are able to manage whatever you are given to. So our interest here is for all of you from the ministry to tell us exactly what is happening in the ministry, the information that we have. Based on the information that we have, questions will be asked. We want you to give us the truth, the right answers as it is, so that we can move forward. What we are after is for us to ensure that every money, every kobo, every naira appropriated for the ministry by this committee and this house led by Right Honorable Tajudeen Abbas, the 10th Assembly, is judiciously accounted for. So this is why we have called you. We are not joking with our oversight. As lawmakers, we have 3 responsibilities: lawmaking, representation, and oversight. So we are here as a committee to oversee this ministry. And that is exactly what we'll be doing going forward and what we have even been doing before now. So please, we are going to now yield the floor to the Honorable Minister. Oh no, let me allow my colleagues to say one or two things before we yield the floor to the ministry. Thank you very much.
A very, very proud member of this committee. I was not here last week, unfortunately. There was the Open Week event, and we were engaged there. So I wouldn't know the discussions that took place here last week. But from the little I've read, I think it calls for serious concern. In the last 1-2 months, I am in the Committee of Finance. I'm Deputy Chairman Finance. I was Deputy Chairman Finance even in the Ninth Assembly, so I'm very well accustomed with the management of the finances of this country. And in the last 2 months, we've been worried because of the new policy of cash management. You know, even this afternoon, we're going to have engagement with the Minister of Finance, Budget, and National Planning on this same issue of management of cash and releases for funding of capital projects. And what I've seen here is actually contravenes an impression that I had. I wanted to push for us to go back to what it used to be, but I think the argument from Ministry of Finance that they're better off when they take full charge of payments to contractors, I think what I've seen here has laid credence to what the ministry is saying. I cannot understand a situation where a contractor will be given a job, he or she executes the job, funds were released from Ministry of Finance, and the contractors will be denied payment. You know, these are some of the issues that the ministry is hinging on to say they're better off if they take charge of payment to contractors. I see it as something that will be cumbersome to them, and my argument has been Ministry of Finance has delegated staff across all MDS. Are they saying that they no longer have confidence in their staff that are residents in this MDS? Because if you are asking them to, if you're taking over their jobs, the implication is you're going to make them redundant. And if you feel you don't need them yet, they're useless to you, why keep them? You know, and I think these are some of the concerns that led to a change in policy. So what am I saying in essence? I think we need to do a soul searching of how well we are coming in terms of answering to our responsibilities is very, very important. We blame people, especially political leaders, for the failings of this country. But bit by bit, we play roles that is dragging this country back. I'm worried, especially for Ministry of Women Affairs, when we took the decision to be a part of this crusade, this advocacy for women. We did it because we feel women have a huge role to play in our nation development drive. But let's take a stock of where we're coming from and where we are. This ministry became a full-fledged ministry, I think, in 1995, during General Abacha's era. Let's look at the ministry. Let's take stock of what the ministry has done from inception to date. We were created, established with a mandate. How well have we come in terms of bringing the mandate of the ministry into reality? And I said this with particular reference to participation and involvement of women in national building. How many women, especially at that side of the divide, do we have in the past, say 1999, how many women do we have today? Are we having improvement? Do we have a role to play in changing this narrative? I think the answer should be in the affirmative, and the roles that we play will surely contribute to whether or not the women gain their rightful place in this national discourse. So I think she has led a very good template. When we come to oversight MDS, it is not an exercise, a call to witch hunt anybody. This is what is expected of the committee, as she clearly spelled out. So
just raise up your hand wherever you are. Okay, just to know that you are here. Okay, thank you. Yes, any other contribution, comment?
But definitely, Ayodele Festus. I represent the good people of Ilelu Okigbo and Odigbo Federal Constituency. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Last time I wasn't here, but I saw the clips of what happened here. I used to say that the relationship between the performance of any government is not the number of crises they have with the executive and the legislative. The two arms of government must work together, but what we are trying to do is just to do our statutory responsibility, as Chairman has explained. And it's just, we don't need to see it as we shunting. One of the points that caught my attention in that clip was when the contractor was complaining that they have done a job, they've delivered, and everything has been signed, but they did not pay them. I think one woman was even said in that clip that he borrowed 5 million for the bank and he supplied items to Minister of Women's Affairs, but he delivered, they signed the documents, and money has not been paid. And she's still paying interest on that money. So it catch my attention, because when we are trying to support our local suppliers, when we are trying to encourage our people with the current situation of people in Nigeria, we are still having this kind of situation. And the money has been released from the Accountant General Office. I think it's not fair. I think we need to get more explanation on that, and to know the reason why the contractors, more especially somebody that borrowed money from the bank, to deliver a project, because he knows this project is coming from the federal government, and he delivered, the money has not been paid, and he continued to pay interest. And there is not going to be a review on that project, and the government has paid the money to the account of the commission, of the ministry. I think we need to get to the root of that. Also, it's on the news that the Accountant General wanted to take over the payment of, as the honorable colleague has said, payment of all the contractors. This is going to cause more problems. And because of all these challenges that we see everywhere, that was why even somebody have that impression, can move that idea that let all the MDAs, all the contractors from different MDAs be paying from a source, which is going to cause more problems for Nigerians. I think what we need to do is just for the ministry to come open. If there is any challenges, why they have done this, if there is any issues, why the reason why people need to deliver the contract and their money is not being paid without any explanation. I think we need to find out from the ministry. And I believe
and already existing protocols. Yeah. My name is Honorable Princess Chinwen Nabuife. I represent the good people of Orumba North and South Federal Constituency. My take on this, like as a rider on what my colleague has just said, when you hear the word women and you hear the word ministry, at least people expect that as the ministry representing women and children and the family, we should be compassionate. The ministry should be compassionate in their dealings with the contractors. It's on. It's on. So when we were here last week and we heard of the untold hardship that the various contractors were going through, their families, because when they are not paid for work, jobs they have done, the rebounding effect is not only on the contractor, but also on the families, the various families that make up the components of the families of the contractors. And with what the ministry staff were telling us last week it was a funny scenario. And we're here to represent the interests of the teeming Nigerians. That's what they elected us to do. And that's why we're legislators. We can't see things going wrong. We're not winch hunting anybody, but we just want a viable green ground whereby we know that the aspirations, the needs of our Nigerian populace are met. And we can't be here knowing fully well that there are some people that are going through turbulent times with the kind of situation we have in the economy today. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Enenimiete Ebikake, representing the good people of Brass Nembe Federal Constituency from Bayelsa State. Honorable Minister, and Permanent Secretary with DFA. Last time when we came, that was on Thursday, we did raise an issue of African First Lady Peace Mission project. Unfortunately, we didn't get any cogent answer to the issue, and it was carried over to today. So now that we are here, Honorable Minister, could you please educate the committee on the functions of African First Ladies Peace Mission project, taking into cognizance of funds allocated for the project in the past? Year 2020, 500 million, 2021, 225 million, 2022, 500 million, 2023, 150 million. Where is the office situated and their organogram? 150 million naira was appropriated in 2023 Act. Throw more light on how the money was expended and on what projects. The committee is aware that equipment have been purchased and supplied to the above named office, but payment is here to be made. Honorable Minister, could you please explain? Then let me go further. Furnish the committee with the following information: award letter, bill of quantity, details of contractor, evidence of payment, and project completion certificate. Thank you.
Because there are so many other questions that came up before this, and they mentioned what have we been doing, that like the honorable member, the other side said, he said that women are very important in Nigeria.
Sorry, madam. Sorry. Just answer this question. The question she asked, please.
Okay, you mentioned about First Ladies Funds. The 500 million you were talking about, I wasn't there when it happened. When I came in, I saw it on the Appropriation Act. And I went to my First Lady, we discussed. She said that particular money was not meant for her, that it was meant for the former First Lady, because that was when that money was allocated. And the former First Lady later called me and said they wanted to use it and buy generator. And in the process, she was out of the country. It took her a while. She came back, called me, and she brought the person that was going to come and organize on how they would get the generator. And I introduced that person to the procurement officer then, who is now retired, so that they could work it out according to the rules and regulations of procurement. And they've been on it. Once in a while, I talk with the First Lady to find out what's going on, and that's the last I heard of that. And if not that the money of this year has been delayed, I'm sure we wouldn't be here today, because we could have paid out some of these liabilities. But since this year, no project money has been released to any ministry, and that was a constraint.
Okay, thank you. I think that matter is 2020.
I wouldn't know that. No. Let me explain. This is First Lady's. My First Lady will tell you, focus on your work, and she focuses on her work. She just advises me. And when they came there, I am not a First Lady, and I can't overstep my bounds. All I went to tell her that there is some amount of money on the Appropriation Act. And I went there to tell her that I have no business much to do with First Ladies' buildings, because I have to only take directives when given, and I've never been invited to come there, ma'am.
You dispose with public funds on First Lady's issue. Is it not so? The office space, was it not paid with public funds of the Nigerian people?
Let the director
of the your ministry, because you said you said this money is for the former. The First Lady told you that it's for the former First Lady, and are you saying it was the former First Lady that requested that the money is going to be used for the generator or this current First Lady?
Like I said, to explain myself, sir,
Okay.
please give me the opportunity.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm not accountant to know how much cash they have in their bank statements. All I can see is the appropriation paper, the budget. And it was right there in the budget of last year. It was there.
Sorry, please, my question is, the money was budgeted by the last First Lady. And they met.
No, it was budgeted by the ministry. I don't know about the First Lady budgeting.
I'm speaking based on what you have said. And you said when the First Lady contacted you, and now ask you, is it the former First Lady that contacted you that the money is going to be used for the generator or not? Because that's what you said.
No, sir,
that's number
please.
one. Sorry, let me just finish. Second question is, if either the first or the last First Lady, did the request for the generator go through the normal procurement procedures? So if it is so, who approved that this should go through that process?
Let me start by still, I can't even remember the first question. That's why I wanted to answer it.
Was it the last First Lady that requested that the money should be used for the purchase of the generator, or the current First Lady?
It is difficult for me to equally answer this. The director will come up with it. The important thing is the money meant for the First Lady's mission. What was requested?
No, Madam Minister, just a minute. He asked a question. Just answer. It's a straightforward question. Is it the former one or the present one?
I can't answer that because I don't know who requested. It was supposed to go to procurement.
You said one First Lady called you. Can you confirm who called you?
No First Lady called me. I called. I never said a First Lady called me. Please, ma'am. I said I called to say this is what I saw on the appropriation paper. That was what I said.
Sorry, please. Let me just finish my question.
Honorable member.
It's not. No, that is not. It's not. This meeting is not to instruct anybody. It's just for us to know what is happening and how the ministry, how Nigerians, how the public service have been using the taxpayer money of the people. When you are speaking, you said the money meant. When the honorable member asked question, you said the money meant for the First Lady. And when you came, they said that money, so that the money, that they call you that the money should be.
I never said it was meant for the First Lady. Excuse me, ma, please. Let me not be misquoted, please.
Okay. You said the money was used for the generator.
I never said that. You people were not listening. I said when I saw for First Lady's mission. That was the name of the
money is used for what? Maybe you can.
I don't know whether.
Maybe you repeat what.
No, listen. I don't know whether it has been used or not. We directed them. Anything that will be done is supposed to go through procurement, the normal process. And
okay, thank you very much.
I don't know. I never even met the person handling it. I don't know who the person is.
Procurement officer, please, can you come in here, please?
23 appropriation carry. First Lady job was procurement process was carried out on the project. The project was awarded, but I don't know. They have not. It is ongoing.
Is the minister aware of the project or not? Yes or no?
Due to the process of the ministry, he only aware in the beginning.
Yes or no?
I'm not, I don't know.
I am not getting very comfortable anymore because I don't even understand this question. The procurement do their job. I don't get myself involved. It's supposed to go through the normal process. And that normal process, I believe that's what they're in. Whether minister knows this or not, I don't understand that question because let me explain myself. I don't get myself involved.
Madam, hold on, please.
Get myself involved.
Procurement officer, finish your explanation, please. Use your mic. Use your mic.
Procurement process was carried out on the ERGP. Award was made. African Peace Mission. The end user, that's the secretariat of the African Peace Mission, they wrote to us signify what they want to use the fund for, and we carry out the procurement process on it.
But hold on, it depends. There's an office. The minister said she doesn't even know the office. Is there an office? You said
Yes,
there's a secretariat.
yes, a secretariat.
Okay, and the minister does not know the place?
It's relatively new to know some things.
Okay, go ahead.
Am I supposed to know the place? Am I?
It's not necessary for her to know. It's just a document that
I have to be
there's
invited
a document
if I
sent
go
to us from them, and we work on the document. We carry out the procurement process through the advert, and the winner emerged. We awarded it.
Procurement, please, 1 minute. I'm surprised. That's not a question that's supposed to come from you, because this thing is budgeted for in your ministry. You bring up money to do something, and we should know where the money is going to. Is it too bad for us to ask that? We should know. No.
I want to.
I'm still on. This is Minister of Women Affairs. I can't tell 2020, you exonerated yourself. 2021, you exonerated yourself. 2022. Now 2023, where is the office? You cannot be taking out money. Somebody cannot tell you to buy generator. Where are you taking the generator to? No, now, please, Nigerians.
No money has been taken out.
Have we gone wrong in doing that?
No money to Minister of Women Affairs. Things were different as it is today. What they were doing before and what we changed.
No, madam, on this matter, you don't know anything on it.
How can I start where you people are without me saying the things we changed and why things are different? Things are different. Then I'm not giving a fair hearing here. I should be giving a fair hearing.
The subject matter.
No, you can't jump to that and tell me subject matter. I should be giving a fair hearing here. I have the right to explain myself. That is a right.
Yes, you want to say something?
Minister, the chairperson was very clear right from the word go that this is not an exercise to witch hunt anybody. What the committee is interested in is to get explanation on certain areas of reservations. I think it will do us well if we restrict ourselves to you will have an opportunity if you want to have an engagement with the committee on things that you're doing, the changes you are bringing to the ministry. We can provide another forum to have that engagement. This is specifically targeted at certain areas of reservation. And with that said, I think what I may want to add, especially to the permanent secretary, who is the chief accounting officer of the ministry, I think we should have guided the minister properly. Any budget item that is resident in your ministry, the ministry have full responsibility and should be able to give account on it. Whether or not is attached to the office of the First Lady or not, whatever it is that is a budget line item under your ministry should take full responsibility and ensure that whatever it is that is done, you have records on them. The impression that is attached to the office of the First Lady, I don't think it's something that should be presented at this level. It's not tenable at this level. The ministry should be able to give full account, because when monies were released, they were not released to the office of the First Lady. It was released to the ministry to procure and engage a contractor to execute. So you should take full responsibility of how the monies were expended. Whether or not the monies were released or have been released yet is immaterial. But everything that is in your budget, take full control and full responsibility of it. That's the message.
So I'm saying, as if there is a target. You people are not being fair to me, because you can't jump into
Minister,
something.
what do you want? What do you want?
Allow me to speak.
Speak. We have been asking you to speak. You say you don't
won't
know.
allow me.
Oh,
When
yes,
I
speak.
start to speak,
Speak.
you push
Oh, yes,
me and
speak.
you won't get me to speak.
But I'll go straight to the issue at hand. We don't want you taking us
why
around.
jump to that particular issue? This award contract has not been given. They have not done anything. Money has not been paid. Why this? Why is it? Is it a trap?
That what?
Is it a trap? Is it a trap?
Thank you very much, Madam Two States. Honorable Minister, this committee you are seeing here, I believe, if you can recall vividly, we are trying to help or to save the ministry and Nigeria at large on the disappointment that we expect will happen in this country. Why? Because I say we are trying to help you or help the ministry. I hope the minister can listen to me. I'm not targeting for any negative meaning. So what I said, Madam Minister, this committee, as you are seeing here, it has been mentioned severally. We are not here to witch hunt anybody. We are trying to intervene as Nigerians representative. You are representing a particular portion of this country. We are equally appointed or elected to come and represent Nigerians. This representation is to safeguard, to protect the interests of Nigeria. This issue of contractors today, it has started for long. Even from Sokoto, I have somebody whom their ministry is owing huge amount of money. So contractors gathered to hear and report this issue. We are not saying we are going to capture the money immediately to you, but where is the money in order to save this ministry from embarrassment? Because I believe as a Nigerian, where you see what is going on in Nigeria, these contractors can start to organize themselves and storm into your ministry. But I believe if there is any meaningful explanation in the National Assembly, we will definitely solve this problem and you will sleep with two eyes on your bed. So try to, we're not here to chant you in any way, but let us understand what we are doing.
Call them and we change the narratives. We've been doing so many works that are not just contracts. And I was thinking with time, we'll organize ourselves and pay them. So the machines we have supplied and all that, nobody misappropriated any money, not to my knowledge. But I know there are so many things like this this year now, they put only 9 million for my travel. But how many times have I gone on official travel directed that from President?
Honorable Minister, you are going off. I wanted to allow you. Please,
I referenced the contract.
Please, I didn't interrupt you. Just hold on, please. Honorable member, please go ahead.
You know, Nigeria are not that. Even the more you talk, the more you open the can of worms. Because no, let me please hold on. The question we have
Don't interrupt
is very, very
anybody when they are
simple.
speaking, please.
You did not answer this question. You are saying what you are. When even the issue of contractors has not come up yet. We've not asked question on that. The first question, the honorable member, you did not answer that. If you are saying you try your best to, the money this contractor, I want to make reference to what you have said now because I just picked from what you have said. If you say the contractor deliver their jobs and there is no money, has they not paid the money to the ministry's post? Where is the money? What did you use the money for? Did you use the money for the project that's supposed to be used for?
That is the question. Please,
I am telling you, when you are in this public hearing like this, Mr. Chairman, I think you need to, Honourable Minister, you need to calm down.
Yes.
You need to calm down. The people here, you are talking to Nigeria. You need to calm down.
I'm being respectful.
Just calm yourself down and make sure that you, because the more you go to different angles, you bring more issues. Nobody is saying you are not working. Nobody is saying you are working. If you are saying that the budget they've done, you allocated the job to people, they have done it. Have they paid from the Accountant General Office to your ministry? If they are paid, what did you use the money for? That you did not pay their money.
Like that.
To the ministry, if they have released the money to the Accountant General's office has released the money to the ministry, where is the money? That's the question.
Fortunately, we came with the details. How monies were paid, who it was paid to, we came with it and it has been submitted.
No,
So
please.
let's refer to that.
The question is, the monies for these contractors, 2023,
Yes.
was the money appropriated for released to the ministry's account, yes or no?
The money that was
Yes or
supposed-
no?
I cannot answer
Yes or no? That is the question. Was the money released to the ministry's account, yes or no? From the Accountant General's
yes
office?
or no.
Okay, don't worry.
Because the money was not fully released.
DFA.
The money was
Thank
not
you,
fully
Minister.
released. I
Please,
can't
thank
answer
you,
yes.
thank you.
If I'm
Please.
not giving
The money, sorry please, the monies that was appropriated for 2023 from the Accountant General's office, was it released to the account of the Ministry of Women Affairs, yes or no?
Only
percent. What was this used for?
the details are in the jacket. Okay, the details, date by date, cover by cover. Okay, you know it's about 260 pages. Except you want me to start reading it. The executive summary is what we have as the cover note. It's there on the jacket, inside the jacket. It's from page 1.
We were told. Can you tell us what you used the money for? We want to know. Nigerians want to know.
Okay, ma. There was a payment of for refund of activities surrounding the one-stop center, that is shelter in Kurudu, Abuja. There was also payment. You know, this is the breakdown. The voucher will show the total amount, but you know, from the letter we got, you wanted the breakdown, not the voucher. So, there is, but it's multiple. No, I have, but you don't charge one appropriation vote to one voucher. They come in multiple vouchers as the activities go on. Okay. Okay, ma'am.
You are the Chief Accountant of the Ministry of Women Affairs. Still there you are a minister. So the committee ought to know the total release you have received for your contractors, the installation used for those contractors. After completing their job, the payment will not be done to them. So when you receive money from finance, there will be a document that sent from Minister of Finance to you, who are supposed to deliver that into the committee. Thank you.
Is the DFA with us? At this session. DFA last week, when we had this kind of session with you, you remember vividly well. Madam Minister, it would be very good that you listen, because you were not here last week. And your staff and directors, they said a lot of things that because you were not here, it will be good for you to listen. So let me recap on some of the things they were saying. The DFA made us to understand that his principal, you are the one that directs him on the contractors to pay. You said principal. Stop interrupting. You said your principals are the ones that direct him to pay or not to pay. And then who are his principals? That automatically means you and the PAMSEC. And the PAMSEC also made us to understand that he was newly posted to the ministry. So he could be aware of some of the things that took place when he came on board and not prior to his coming on board. So now, we're talking about the contractors who are crying out for help. And the contractors who had executed their jobs, that wrote these petitions, that were not paid. And he said his principals asked him not to pay. Now, out of the 1.5 billion, 500 million naira received and has been released to the ministry in 2023, why was this fund misappropriated and used for payments that were not even, for contracts that were not captured in the 2023 appropriation bill? Also, he made us to understand that it is only this, either you or he or the PAMSEC, that will authorize him to make these payments. Why were they not paid? As a woman, as a mother, why were these poor Nigerians? If you look at their money, 5-point-something million, even a widow is in their midst. And she was crying. Why were they not paid? When people with bogus, gigantic contract sums were paid their money. Why? Thank you.
In your document submitted to this, our committee, Honorable Minister, on the document, page 208, you made mention of spending 208. You made mention of spending 45 million naira for the New Year celebration for children New Year. I mean, is it on one occasion, or you have distributed it to, various states for children to celebrate their New Year? That is my first question. Second, you spent 20 million naira for the purchase of baby soaps, baby nets, sanitary pad, in respect of New Year again, new Year baby. Is it the single? I don't know. Is that money appropriated? And who is the lucky mother that got that sum, and where? And there are some fabulous trips. 1.5 million naira for just fueling car. I don't know, maybe is it cross country or trans-Saharan? I can't really see where 1.5 million naira will be used for fueling only one vehicle. Anambra State, 1.5 million naira is in page 141. Then there are so many spending, in appendix of your pages, unbudgeted international trips. If you check page 108, 139, 140, 156, 160, 238. You know, there are so many trips that maybe you were arguing that only you knows how you source, how to, sponsor your trips. But you made mention in this your document that there are so many trips that they might not be appropriated. So, Honorable Minister, I want you to calm down and explain to us. Just calm down. Explain to us. We are all working for Nigerians, and we will support you to achieve this your renewed hope agenda. We will support you, even if it warrant for us to write to the budget ministry that your budget, you have justified to us that you need increment in your envelope. We will do that. But all we need is working synergy. Without that, if you cannot give us that space, I don't think we can work together. Like if we look at this jeep miss expenditure, you know, there is 1.5 billion naira. You know, we are just thinking there are some crony, you know, it's not well clear. So my own is for you to justify all those funds that you made mention in your document, clarify them, let's work together, let's see how we will support your ministry and, you know, the people of Nigerians. Thank you very much.
Thank you. 20, I was not there. I was attacked. Like
2023.
2020. No, you said that I said 2020, I was not there. And you said you took an excuse. I'm just trying to put something straight. Then the contracts. On the issue of the contracts, even the ones given while I was there, they have not been paid. Yes, they have not been paid. So there is no partiality here except that we are underfunded. We don't have money. They have not been paid. That's why we moved the ongoing project to this year's budget so that they will be able to pay them. Number two, I am not the chief accounting officer. I am the executive officer. And I depend on people around me to tell me how things are done in their departments. And the issue of the First Lady's office is on Airport Road, no address as it is. So I knew it was on Airport Road, but I did not start going there to start working with them or to sit down there. Then the issue of, no contract has been paid. The only money paid so far was only 30%. The other money till date has not been paid. The issue of 1.4 million for Anambra State.
Minister, 30%, is it for your recurrent expenditure or
from
for
capital,
the contract?
From capital.
From capital.
Yes, sir. Then the 1.4 million to Anambra State. We all know the amount air flights are. If you pay for 3 people, including myself, 1.4 million in normal circumstances couldn't even cover it. That was what you wrote there. How much is one person to and fro? And I'm allowed to go. Even then, I was allowed to go with 4 people. It's only recently the president. No, it won't be only fueling. If it's Anambra State, it can't be only fueling. It can't be only fueling because I flew. Some of my aides flew. And then
the document you submitted, maybe you haven't go through them.
Thank you, Honorable Minister.
And even 1.4 million to fuel about 5, 4, 6 vehicles is still not much to go and come. Because we go with the bus, we go, my vehicle, we go, other Hiluxes, we go, pilot vehicles, some vehicles that will carry some of the directors, we go. It's still not too much to fuel a vehicle. The vehicles, you know how much fuel was costing even before now. It's only 1.4 million we're talking about.
Thank you, Honorable Minister. Okay, please.
So once he agreed that others are released, it's a logical that the other is released. However, based on procurement law, we don't release where there is no money. We don't release award where there is no money. So in most cases, we always try to confirm availability of funds before we go further. Because in line with Procurement Act, we have to take care of those funds must be available before we move. Thank you.
Yes, you may.
We finish at the end of the award. Thank you.
DFA, why were they not paid?
Thank
The
you,
procurement.
up to the tune of only 25%.
We know it was only one item that was not released.
No.
We know.
That one item, how I hope I will get the document specifying that, because I read out the explanation of each warrant. Two of them that came last year, one before I joined the ministry, one after I joined. The description is being release of capital cash needs for the ministry. It didn't say except Nigeria for Women project. I've been emphasizing this, but you know, understanding differs. There is no document you lay your hands on now that we say that monies released last year excluded Nigeria for Women project. That is why we are having this problem.
You are still not ready to answer the question the way you should. Permanent Secretary, please, can you tell us why these contractors have not been paid?
Vice and members, I think I wish that we had brought the Accountant General's office here so that they can address the budget subheads that were released, because now it becomes a bit dicey. Like I said, let me also place it on record. I only resumed in February. This whole thing happened last year, 2023. And all these issues, I met them when I resumed. So I am not in the position to say what was or wasn't. But like we agreed at the last meeting, there were major subheads, out of which some monies were released. And then part was not released. And the DFA has made a very fundamental statement now, which says that the warrants that he got only said capital needs, and it did not specify. Now let us put that on one end. What we might now need to do is to find out from the Accountant General what specific budget subheads for 2023 did you release. If we have the warrants stating clearly what was or wasn't released, then they make our job easier. And then that way we can say X was released, but was not paid. Because if we put that together with what the procurement officer said, please, can we have one house? If we put that together, please, with what the procurement officer said, he said, by law, letters are not awarded for contracts until funding is available. We all know that as a procurement rule. And he is insisting that these monies were available before those letters were awarded in 2023. But now we also need to juxtapose that with the comments of the DFA that says the releases he got did not specify what projects they were exactly for. So I think for us to make a very objective assessment of the situation here, we might need to see these warrants. What exactly was the funding released for? Because we know that about 70-something% was not released, and the amount for Nigeria for Women project was that same amount that wasn't released. But then there is no warrant. So if we can get that warrant that tells us precisely what was released, I believe that will help us to go forward with this.
Okay, thank you. Let the deputy speak.
And today you have deviated. You have deviated because you did say, yes, there was release of money, and you take instruction from principal. And there and then, I confronted permanent secretary. He said he was not in the know. And I'm still making my statement that you are running the business, you are running the ministry with your minister. Both of you will be
I take exception to
I think don't interrupt honorable member. Don't interrupt.
Take exception to this.
Don't interrupt honorable member.
Kind of allegations.
Please let us honorable minister calm down. Honorable minister calm down. Honorable minister calm down.
Repeating what I said. I confronted the permanent secretary and the DFA last week Thursday. I'm still alive talking. You did say it's what they approved to you. I said, Mr. Pam said, what happened? You are not in the know. I said, look, I was twice commissioner in my state, and the accounting officer is the permanent secretary. Please, you people should work with the permanent secretary. Didn't I say so, Mr. DFA? I am still saying it because from the revelations, what's coming out is one-man show. One-man show you people are doing, two-man show.
Can I talk since you
say things without facts?
Please, Honorable Minister, we will call you when you have to come. Just calm down.
Don't worry,
you will talk. You will have your time. You will have your time. Honorable Minister, you will have your time. You will have your time.
Yes, no fairness here. It's a trap. It's a trap, but I'm not going to jump into it.
Thank you, Chairperson.
I will not jump into the trap.
Please, Honorable Minister,
I fear nothing. I've stolen nothing.
Honorable Minister, you will have your time to talk.
Tampered with anything. That's why I not fear anybody. I'm not
Honorable Minister, Honorable Minister.
Honorable Minister, we are working with records. We are working with records. We are working with records.
Yeah, Honorable Minister. Honorable Minister, hold on. Chairperson, seriously, Chairperson,
Honorable Minister,
not be accused here. I cannot be accused that I keep quiet.
Honorable Minister, I think the committee is being so your ministry and shout at you the way you're doing. You need to appreciate the standing of this institution in our nation today. No one of us will come to your office and shout the way you're doing. I'm being very, very honest and truthful to you. Now let me land. I understand that you're new in government. When I came in and I saw Ambassador Duda, I was a little at ease because I know him. He may have forgotten me, but I know him when he was Permanent Secretary for Foreign Affairs. And I know him to be a PAMSEC that knows his onions. So I expected that this would be a lot.
Honorable colleague, I'm sorry to cut you short. Yeah. I'm sorry. It seems the Honorable Minister does not want to calm down. She doesn't want us to go to the root of this matter. She's challenging the committee. She's being rude to even honorable members. And this is very insulting and highly unacceptable. You are interrupting honorable members when they are speaking. We are still here. I told you you will have your ground to speak. And in view of this, honorable members, I cannot be here and allow the honorable minister to insult any member of this committee. We are going to adjourn Synod, and I hope that by the time we call the honorable minister again and this team to come together, we'll be able to behave yourself. We are going to have a report to the leadership of the House that the honorable minister is not allowing us to do our job. She's interrupting. She's not answering the questions the way she ought to. And the records that we have is what we are speaking to. We have not manufactured any record here. Everything that we have here, they are from your ministry. We are only asking you to account for the monies that was paid to you. And you are speaking about monies that was released. We are all aware that the only item that was not released is that single last item. That 10 billion, over 10 billion item. We are all aware. We don't want anybody to come here to play on our intelligence. We are only concerned about these poor Nigerians, that their monies are being withheld, that are being misappropriated to pay some other contractors for other projects that were not appropriated for. This sitting is hereby adjourned. Thank you very much.